I have a feeling that this is going to be an incredibly satisfying declutter. Today we're going to be decluttering my blush collection. This has been something that I've been wanting to get done for a while now because my blush collection is exploding. There is a lot of product that I use, but there's also a lot of product that I don't use. My mentality over the last 10 years has kind of stayed the same, where I keep products that I might not necessarily use a lot or that I don't even really like that much for content. I save them for that one odd video that I might need to use it. And while that is like a valid reason to keep something, I'm kind of over it and I'm not willing to just keep something just for that one odd video. And I'd rather just keep my makeup collection stocked with the products that I actually love and then give away the perfectly good products that are lightly used or not used at all to people who will actually use them. Let me first show you what we're working with. So the majority of my blush products live in this drawer. It's an absolute mess. I can barely even see what's in here. The majority of this are actually cream blushes. There are some powders in here, but this was initially my cream blush drawer. Over time though, it's become kind of a little bit of everything as it's just grown and gotten very, very messy. I do also have some blush products in my other drawers. I have some MAC ones over here. There's a variety in here as well. This was supposed to be just bronzer and highlighter, but I think some blushes have made their way into these guys too. But we're gonna tackle this drawer first. And we are just gonna jump right into it. Right away, I'm seeing these Trinity London cream blushes, which I don't really reach for ever. I'm not the biggest fan of this formula. I have two shades, VB, which is this coral shade. This shade is Ellie, which is kind of like a cherry shade with shimmer in it. It's a little bit odd. I don't really love the amount of shimmer in this product. It's like very, very, very intense, which I don't love for a cream blush. So I'm gonna give these guys away. There's definitely gonna be some creams that I'm gonna have to get rid of because they've simply expired or I've had them for too long. I don't love keeping creams for too long because they will start to get a little bit gross. This one is a good example. I've had this already for a couple years. This is Rose Inc Foxglove. I do really love this color. It's one of my favorites actually, but I've had it for too long and it's just not looking so good. Let's go through these Makeup by Mario creams. I find I don't reach for these probably as often as I should, really because I cannot see what the colors actually are. I feel like I need to come up with some type of system, like maybe a sticker system that I put on top of packaging like this so that I can actually see what the color is without having to open it. See, for example, I've never used this and this is such a pretty color. It's called Earthy Pink. Oh my God, and that's a color that I would absolutely love to wear for like day to day. This is so good. So I'm gonna keep this one, but I kind of wanna get rid of most of these because they just kind of take up a lot of space and I just don't simply use them very much. This is Dusty Rose, very similar to Earthy Pink. Definitely don't need both, so I'll give that one away. Plumberry, ooh, very dark plum. I think this is too deep for my skin tone, so I'm gonna give that one away too. Soft Coral. That is a really pretty coral shade. I'm gonna give it away though. I have a lot of corals. Pale Petal, very, very light pink. Let's just swatch it. That is really pretty, but I'm gonna get rid of it. And then we have Raspberry. Ooh, that is a bright color. I'm really gonna keep in mind colors that I have a lot of and then colors that I don't have a lot of. Like for example, I don't really have a lot of really bright fuchsias like this. I was gonna say I was gonna keep it because it's a color that I don't really have much of in my collection, but I don't really think this is a color that flatters me. That is something that I have to keep in mind. So unfortunately, even though I kind of wanna keep it, I'm not going to. I need to be practical. So I'm only keeping Earthy Pink. Let's pull out these Nude Sticks blushes. Nude Sticks really has some of my favorite blushes. I love these so much. We have a couple shades in this bin in the stick form. So we have Picante, Hot Fire, and Sweet Cheeks. I'm keeping all three of these. And I love with the Nude Sticks ones that you're really able to wear these on the cheeks, on the lips, on the eyes. Hot Fire, I feel like is a pretty underrated shade. This orangey red is so good. If you want that like sunburnt look. Oh, and Sweet Cheeks is so pretty too. It's more of like a nudie pink. Love. Kind of similar to Earthy Pink actually from Makeup by Mario. It's actually very similar, if not almost the exact same color. So in that case, I'm gonna get rid of Earthy Pink and give that one away because I do like this formula better. See, I told you guys, I'm being practical. Here, another Nude Sticks blush. Love these so much. This is the SPF blushes. This one's in the shade Peaches and Soul. Really great for the summertime, especially if you're going for more of like a no makeup look. Love that it's an SPF blush too. I don't have many of those, if really any others in my collection. Some M Cosmetics blushes here. I really do love this formula as well. We have the shade Bitten, which is a beautiful plummy shade. This does actually look really intense, but you can totally sheer it out to get a more wearable shade if you are on the fairer side. This is another great like sun-kissed type of blush, so I'm definitely gonna be keeping this one. And then we have Chiffon, which is a light pink. This is actually a really, really, really pretty color. I don't have a lot of these cool tone pinks, so especially in a cream formula, so I'm gonna keep that one. I got a lot of these Milk makeup blushes here. These are really great for travel because they're so cute and teeny tiny. These three especially look very similar, so let's swatch them and see what they look like. This formula is really nice. It's very creamy and has some nice pigment to it. This is the shade Work, which is a nice soft pink. I do really like that. This one hasn't been used yet, and it looks like more of like a brownie shade, so I'm actually not gonna swatch it, and I'm just gonna give that one away. That's a good opportunity to donate. Enigma. This is more of like a nude, and this has more pink to it. I think I'm gonna get rid of Enigma and then keep the pinkier one. And then we have these two brighter shades. I think I'm just gonna keep this shade over here called Swerve. This is definitely more of a unique shade. It's kind of like a rusty orange. It's almost like Hot Fire and Picante from Nude 6 Had a Baby. These Hourglass blushes I've had for way too long. I've had them for years, really. And they're also just like not really my absolute favorites. So unfortunately, I am gonna get rid of all four of these. These are some Lisa Eldridge blushes. These are absolutely gorgeous. I have three shades, Pink Soap, Dante's Dream, and Pink Poetry. The texture of these liquids are stunning. They feel like a serum. This one is Dante's Dream. It's like a beautiful rosy pink. Pink Soap is a little bit more of like a neutral pink. I'm gonna get rid of this one. I am also gonna keep Pink Poetry. This is like a brighter fuchsia. Because of the texture of the product, it's very, very, very easy to wear. We got more of these Milk makeup blushes. I'm gonna just get rid of both of these. This is Muse and Flip. Muse is way too dark for me, and Flip is also a little bit too dark, a little bit too bright for my skin tone. These Milk makeup stains I am obsessed with. I absolutely love these. They are the Cooling Water Jelly tints. I have all of the shades, and I will be keeping all of them because they are super unique and really unlike anything else that I have. I'm actually wearing one of these on my lips right now. I love putting them on my lips. I love putting them on my cheeks. They're just really nice. If you like a stain, this is a beautiful formula. Two more Cosmetics blushes that I missed. We have Passion and Venetian Rose. I know I'm gonna keep both of these because they are really beautiful colors. Passion is like a bright orangey shade. Actually reminds me a lot of the Milk one. Between the two, I do prefer the Cosmetics. So I think I'm only gonna keep, I don't know, should I just keep the Cosmetics? Yeah, you know what? I'm gonna keep Cosmetics because the way this blends out, it almost looks yellow on the skin, whereas this has way more punch to it. So goodbye Milk, keeping the M. And then Venetian Rose. This is more of like a purpley pink. I really do like this. Okay, these Charlotte Tilbury Matte Beauty Blush ones, I actually really do not like at all. I just don't find them to be anything special. We got Pillow Talk Pink Pop, which is like a really chalky pink. It's just not a very flattering pink in my opinion. And then we have Peach Pop. Whoa, oh my God, I just put way too much. Yikes. This is a very bright, like peachy coral shade, not really my tone. So I'm actually gonna get rid of both of these. These are from Simi Haze. We have the Red Moon Solar Tint Blush Duo, and it's like a really, really deep berry shade. I am gonna keep this. It's a very unique color. I really like the texture of this too. They're kind of sticky, but I kind of like that because it just sticks to the skin a little bit better. And I want to use this a little bit more. So these are Keys from Alicia Keys blushes. I actually really, really like this one over here called, I think it's called Sensuality. It's a very, very dark plum shade. Actually very similar to the Simi Haze, but this is more of a balm-like texture. I really do like these, and I'm gonna keep this one. And then we have Grace, which is a bit more of like a purpley pink. I do really like this one too, but I think I'm going to pass on it. Love me my Tower 28 blushes. I have this purple one here called Party Hour. I'm just not the person who can pull off a purple blush, unfortunately. It just does not look right on my skin tone, so I'm gonna pass this one along. Got the Laura Mercier Tinted Moisturizer Blush in Coastline. I love the Laura Mercier Tinted Moisturizer blushes. Whoa, put way too much on. This is like a pure nude color. It's actually a very interesting color. I am gonna keep it. I do really like this formula. They really mesh beautifully onto the skin, and they kind of set down to be a very like skin-like finish. I love the Say blushes. This is the shade Spicy. It's a beautiful spicy color. It's kind of like a brownie ready nude. Very different from other colors that I have, and the formula is so easy to work with. The Clinique Cheek Pop blushes are some of my favorite powder blush formulas, so I am going to keep both of these. This is Ruby Pop and Coral Pop. They're not super powdery, so they're really easy to apply, and they apply very smoothly on the cheeks. We got some two blushes here, the Milk Bionic, the Glossier blush in Dawn, and then this is a Flower Beauty blush balm in the shade Cinnamon. Love this so much, the cinnamon blush. It's such a good nude, so I'm gonna keep this. I'm also gonna keep Glossier Dawn. I really do like this formula and I really love this color. It's kind of like a pure orange, very similar again to like Nude 6 Picante. And I really do like the formula of the Bionic blushes from Milk, but I just don't really reach for them that often anymore. So I think I'm going to pass on this one. The Huda Beauty blush in Rebel Red. This used to be such a favorite of mine. It is still like an absolutely gorgeous, gorgeous, gorgeous color. The Westman Atelier blush in the shade Bichette. This was another huge favorite of mine. I literally had to pry it from my hands and put it back into my makeup collection from out of my vanity because I was using it so much, which is great, but I also need to try different products and not use the same thing over and over again. So this is definitely a product that I love. It's a great berry shade. We're gonna keep it. Oh my God, what a classic. Luminoso from Milani. I feel like this is a beauty guru must-have. This is a classic and we are definitely keeping her. Last but not least, we have a Rare Beauty blush here in Joy. I'm actually gonna save this for my other Rare Beauty blushes so that we can kind of decide together on the ones that I'm keeping because I pretty much have all of them. I'm not gonna put the blushes back just yet. I kind of wanna reorganize everything at the same time. So let's just move on now to the next bin. Wow, there's a lot in here. Okay, let's just dig right into it. Let's start here. Like I said, don't love the matte beauty blush one from Charlotte Tilbury. Gotta get rid of this one. This is just another shade in Pillow Talk. Lots of Tower 28 blushes here. These are very, very, very emollient, creamy, almost wet feeling cream blushes. If you have super dry skin and you want like a hydrating cream blush, this is a really nice option. We have Golden Hour and Rush Hour, both very similar. Rush Hour has a little bit more oomph to it, like vibrancy, whereas Golden Hour is a little bit more subtle. I'm going to keep Rush Hour. Then we have After Hours and Power Hour, also both very similar. I'm actually gonna get rid of both of these. They are nice, and I feel like I might have used to really like one of these. I can't remember, but I just feel like they're not really shades that I really reach for very often. And like I said, we're trying to be cutthroat here. Magic Hour is another pretty color. It's kind of just like a soft nude, but like how many times did you see me swatch that exact color already? So we're gonna get rid of that one. I am gonna keep though Happy Hour, which is a bright fuchsia, very, very pretty and really works nicely in this formula too. Love that. We've got two Melt blushes here. This is Sandy Cheeks, which is kind of like a rusty coral color. It's actually quite pretty. It's a very subtle coral. Lynx is not really for me. This is almost like a gold blush. Not a fan of this, so I'm going to get rid of it. Haus Labs have some of my favorite powder blushes. This is the shade Watermelon Bliss. Obviously, it's a really bright watermelon color. These are amazing. They're so creamy, so soft, so pigmented. This is not a cream, this is a powder, but tell me that does not look like a cream swatch. Honestly, I need more from that formula. I know I'm trying to pare down, but like, I really love that one. More Nude 6 blushes. We have In the Nude and Pretty Peachy. I'm keeping both of these. I just love Nude 6 blushes so much. I really don't want to get rid of them. I am, however, gonna get rid of this Tarte Double Duty Beauty Man Eater blush and this Urban Decay Hydromaniac blush. All of my Rare Beauty blushes are here. Like I said, I have every single color. I did actually swatch every single one of them in a YouTube short not too long ago. I almost want to refer back to that video and see what they look like on. Oh no, kind of want to keep all of my Rare Beauty blushes. The only ones that I'm probably not going to keep are like the mauvier, purplier ones. Even though some of these are actually nice and I like the way they look on me, I don't really reach for them that much in this formula. So we have Believe, Encourage, oh, this is another Believe, and Faith. I love Bliss, which is a really nice pink. I really love Love, actually. Worth is also really pretty. Happy is also really pretty. Grace, I'm actually also gonna get rid of too. That's another more purpley shade. And Encourage as well. It looks like I'm narrowing it down because, yep, another double. So I had a bunch of doubles, so these are all the ones that I'm gonna be keeping. Oh, and this red one. I feel like this is a really underrated color from them. It's called Grateful. Fenty Cream Blush. We have Strawberry Drip and Petal Poppin'. I really love both of these. I've had them for far too long. I've kept them far past my typical like deadline for cream blushes. So unfortunately, even though I do really like these, I do feel that I need to get rid of them. Same thing goes with my last Rose Ink blush here. This RMS Beauty blush in Beloved is a pure red color. It's kind of like a cherry red. It's gone bad. It actually literally has no pigment anymore, or barely any pigment. It has like a super hard pen. I guess I've had this for too long. I was gonna say it's an underrated blush, and it's quite pretty if you like more of like a red tone blush, but I can't even show you, so we're gonna have to get rid of that. These are the Nars Air Matte blushes. We have Gasp, which is like a nudie color. Freedom, which is a soft pink. And then Rush, which is kind of like a coral. I really do like this formula. I find it quite unique for a cream because it is so matte. More Nars. Over here, we have a cream in Hot Tin Roof. This is a really pretty color. I just don't really use it as much as I should, so I'm gonna get rid of it. And then we have Secret Lover, which is the Afterglow liquid blush. They're very balmy and serumy. This color is so pretty. It's like the perfect bright but not too bright pink. You can see it kind of blends out to be pretty sheer. So this is just a very nice wearable, brighter blush. More of the Laura Mercier Tinted Moisturizer blushes in Southbound and Promenade. I am gonna keep both of these. I really love this formula. Strawberry Cream Burt's Bees blush. This one looks like it's gone bad. It's kind of cracked all on the side here. So unfortunately, I'm gonna have to get rid of it. Another Clinique Cheek Pop in Peach Pop. Keeping. This is a Laura Mercier powder blush in Rose, or Rosé rather. I really like this formula from Laura Mercier. It is quite nice. I'm gonna keep this one. And then I have two of these Rare Beauty cream blushes. We have the shade Nearly Apricot, Nearly Neutral. Believe it or not, like I like these, but I really don't love them. I'm actually just gonna get rid of both of them. And then last but not least, we have another Simi Haze blush. This is the All Over tint in Skin Flush. This is another rusty orangey brown. I already kept something that looks exactly like this. And this is like a very pigmented version of that color, a little bit harder to wear for my skin tone. I'm gonna pass that one along. Let's move on to the next. This is the final bin in the blush drawer. We got more of these Nars Afterglow liquid blushes. Let's actually swatch these and see which one I wanna keep. So we have Orgasm. That is way too light for my skin tone. You will literally not even see it once it's blended out because it's so sheer. I'm actually surprised that that's what the Orgasm one looks like. It has a little bit of like a golden sheen, which is pretty, but like it doesn't even show up. Okay, then we have Behave. This looks like a cool tone pink. I think this is another color that will just not show up for me. Yep. Okay, then we have Wanderlust, which I think is more of a purpley shade. Oh yeah, this is like a lilac. Very interesting color. Unfortunately, not the color for me. This is the Pillow Talk Lip and Cheek Glow in Color of Dreams. I love this so much. I wore it all the time. I was obsessed with this blush. This was like one of my go-tos, but unfortunately I feel like it's a little bit too old. You got another one here, Color of Passion. Very similar thing. I loved both of these blushes so much, but they're just too old. Gotta get rid of it. Okay, these M Cosmetics serum blushes, I used to be so obsessed with. They were like my #1 favorite blushes for the longest time. I really don't remember the last time I reached for one of these. And I really should because the formula is so great. This is the shade Forbidden Fruit in the Color Drop Serum Blush. Like how pretty is that? It's so nice. Sunset Sky was like my favorite back in the day. It's kind of like a brighter corally orange. It's so good. I think the rest of the colors I'm gonna pass along. Even though I really love this formula, I don't feel like I need all of these shades. This is the Oleo E Oso blush. This is like a very natural blush formula, like literally in the ingredients. I don't love this formula at all. It kind of barely shows up, so I'm gonna get rid of her. Patrick Ta blushes, I absolutely adore. I love the duos that have the cream and the powder. You guys know how much I love a versatile product, and these are so versatile. This color though, I actually really do not like. This is Do We Know Her, which is very coral. This powder especially just doesn't work very well on me, so I'm actually gonna get rid of this one, even though I love the Patrick Ta blushes so much. This is the Monochrome Moment blush in She's Adorable, which is just one of his singles. This is a very pretty, very neutral, soft powder blush. I am gonna keep that one. More of the Clinique Cheek Pop. Okay, now I feel like I need to look at what I have already because I feel like all of these are starting to look kind of the same. Yeah, these three look very similar and these two look very similar. So let's narrow it down. So we have Ruby Pop, Pink Pop, and Fig Pop. I think I'm gonna keep Fig Pop and Ruby Pop and then get rid of Pink Pop, Coral Pop, and Peach Pop, and I'm much more of a peach than a coral gal, so I'm gonna get rid of this one. We've got Nars Orgasm. Even though this isn't really a shade that I reach for very much, I feel like it's just a staple to have in the collection, so I'm gonna keep it. Danessa Myricks Ballet Slippers. This is such a pretty cream blush that I simply just do not use enough. Oh my God. That has gone so bad. I don't even want to tell you what that smells like right now. I can literally smell it from here. That's crazy. And that's not even what the color looks like. The color is normally more of like a baby pink. So, ooh, that's what I'm saying about those liquids and creams that just go bad way too quickly. Oh my God. Okay, that needs to be thrown away. Not a huge fan of the Ilia cream blushes. There's just so many formulas that are so great, and I just feel like these aren't. They're a little bit too like, meh, whatever for me. So I'm gonna just pass on those. More Laura Mercier powder blushes. Another rosé. Don't need two. Gonna get rid of her. And a chai, which is a very, 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 almost a grayish color. I don't like that. We're gonna get rid of it. Tom Ford blush. This is the Love Lust blush. I've had this for years. Question is, does this go bad? I've had this for such a long time. I'm just gonna say it doesn't, and we're gonna keep it. Walk of No Shame from Charlotte Tilbury. I love her powder blushes so much. I love that there's a little bit of a highlighter in the middle too. Keeping it. Got some MAC blushes in here. I have a lot of MAC blushes that will be coming up later. I love Blush Baby and I love Gingerly. I will probably honestly be keeping all of my MAC blushes just because, I don't know why, but they hold a very special place in my heart and I really reach for them so often. So keeping them. This is Makeup by Mario Desert Rose. It's a very soft baby pink. Doesn't do much. Gotta get rid of it. Another Charlotte Tilbury in Pillow Talk. How similar is this to Walk of No Shame? This one's a little bit more berry and deeper. I'm just gonna keep both. Okay, then we have So Natural Glow Play Blush from MAC. I think this is literally the original one that I was obsessed with for the longest time, and it looks like it's growing things. I know I have a newer version of this, so I'd rather just get rid of this one. Makeup by Mario Soft Veil Plumping Blush. Wait, no. Soft Pop Plumping Blush Veil in Rose Crush. I used this, I think, one time, and that's unacceptable, so I'm gonna keep that, and I definitely wanna use it more. Another M Cosmetics blush in Strawberry. Ooh, that's a fun strawberry pink. I've never used this one. Wow, okay, we're definitely keeping her. This is one of the M Cosmetics Heaven Glow blushes. This is very pretty. It's kind of like a cheap cheek topper. This one is in Rococo. It's almost like a little bit bronzy. It's more of like a bronzer topper than a blush topper, but I'm gonna put it with my bronzer. This is the Sweetheart blush from ColourPop, very light cool tone pink. Gonna get rid of that one. This is actually a really great blush from L'Oreal. This is the Age Perfect Radiant Satin Blush. I'm gonna keep that one. I really love the Glowish blush formula, but this color isn't really doing anything for me, so I'm gonna get rid of it. This By Terry blush is so pretty in New Dance. The packaging is so heavy, it's crazy. Beautiful berry pink, I'm gonna keep it. Then we have the Sublime Flush from Hourglass. This is a very pretty color, but I actually think it pretty much does nothing for me. So unfortunately, I'm gonna get rid of it. And this is my Merit blush in Terracotta. I had this since Merit released like their brand. So this is too old. We're gonna get rid of it. Guys, we actually made it to the end. These are my last two bins of blushes. And they're very brand specific. We have lots of MAC blushes and lots of Nars blushes as well as a couple other random ones. I know I said I was gonna keep all of my MAC blushes, but I guess I should probably go through them and really look at them because I probably don't have to. But first, let's go through these Nars blushes. This is actually their new formula. It's their updated powder blush that's talc free, and they sent me all of these. So let's open up all of them and see which ones I wanna keep. Okay, so right away, I can tell you the ones that I'm not gonna be keeping. We have this one, which is Sex Appeal. This is very nice for people with very fair skin. This would just not show up on me. This one is Behave, which kind of same deal. It's a little bit too light. Gina is kind of like a chalky coral. I don't love these colors on me. This is Obsession. It's a little bit of like a brighter coral. You know what? I'm actually gonna keep this. I really don't have a powder that looks like that. This is a really pretty nudie pink. This is Amour. These three over here are very sparkly. We have Orgasm, which we all know and love, but I really feel like this is so intense. Like the shimmer in here is quite a lot, and I just don't see myself liking that. So I'm going to get rid of it. It doesn't look like the original Orgasm at all. Like, let me just show you. This is OG Orgasm, and this is New Orgasm. It looks like two different colors. What? Okay, well, I don't like the new one. This is just a kind of a weird color for my skin tone, so I'm not gonna keep that one. This one is actually really pretty. I went to a Nars event the other day and they put this on me and it was really nice. Kind of like a bronzier blush. It does feel really nice and smooth too. I feel like these swatches are terrible, by the way. It's called Foreplay. And then this is like a really bright purple called Teased. I would love to be able to wear this, but I just don't know if this is a color that I can actually pull off. I feel like, surprisingly, it might be. I'm gonna keep it just for fun because it's a fun color. So I'm keeping 4. 2 more of these NARS liquid blushes. We have Orgasm Rush. See, that's a color that will actually show up. Ooh, I like that. I like that a lot. Has a little bit of a sheen too. Aragon. It's actually very similar to Orgasm Rush. It's a little bit warmer, has a little bit more red. And honestly, I think between the two, I like this one more. So because they're so similar, I'm gonna keep this one and get rid of Orgasm Rush. All right, now let's go through all of these MAC blushes. This is gonna be tricky. I'm telling you right now, I'm probably not gonna be able to get rid of most of them because I just love MAC blushes so much. But first, I have like a couple random blushes on top of here. This is Tarte Bloom, which I actually really like. It's a great like baby pink, but I feel like I have other powder blushes that look like this. When I start to put everything together, I'm gonna see if I do have something similar and what I would prefer between the ones that I have that are similar. So I'm gonna put it aside, but I might get rid of it after. This is the Elia blush in Newbie. What? Ooh, that's an interesting color. I know I said I don't love these, but this color looks kind of fun. It's like a really interesting, reddy, corally. I don't know, I actually really like that a lot. I'm gonna keep this one. This is gonna be a MAC blush fire round. Fever, not keeping. Raisin is like a brown, keeping. I feel like this probably wouldn't work on me. Okay, not keeping. Modern Mandarin, a classic. Blush Baby, I already have one, so not keeping. Peaches, oh, I love peaches, keeping. Melba, oh my God, such a classic, keeping. This is so pretty. Burnt Pepper, never tried this one, definitely keeping it. Copper Tone, this is actually a gorgeous, gorgeous, gorgeous color. Really gives you that bronzy blush look. Pink Swoon, very cool tone pink. These look terrible on me, these types of colors, not keeping it. Okay, then we have the Extra Dimension blushes. Cheeky Bits, not gonna keep that one. Rosy Cheeks, so fun, but not gonna work for me. Hush Tone, yes, absolutely. And then Fairly Precious, yes. Then we have all the Glow Play blushes, and honestly, I'm gonna keep pretty much all of these. The only one I'm gonna get rid of is this, which is Totally Synced. It's like a lilac almost, and it really just does not work with my skin tone. Even this one I'm gonna keep because even though it looks very, very deep, it shears out. I just love the Glow Play formula. Probably one of the best formulas out there in my professional opinion. So we're gonna keep them. Okay, now it's time to show you the results. So here's the pile of all the blushes that I'm gonna be keeping. There's still a lot here, and as I reorganize it, I might even cut it down a little bit more, we'll see. And then these are all the blushes that we are gonna be getting rid of. Now it's time to reorganize everything. This looks stunning to me. Let's do all the powder blushes in here. I am gonna keep all of my MAC blushes kind of on their own. Bringing this back because I didn't really want to layer too much, but I don't really have that much left. So I'm gonna layer a little bit so I don't need to use another bin. And that's it. Well, I think this was extremely successful. This is it. Compared to the before where I could not see anything that I had, this is worlds better. I feel like I condensed my collection so nicely. I love all the products that I kept. It's perfect. I think this was a huge success if I say so myself. And the final look at all the products that I'm going to be both donating and giving away to friends and family, and also throwing away for the ones that are very, very expired. Now, if you made it to the end of the video, thank you, because I'm sure this is going to be a really long one. I wanted to include a little surprise giveaway at the end with some of my completely unused products. So I'm going to create a little package with some of the completely unused NARS and MAC blushes. I'll put the rules of the giveaway in the description box because honestly, I can't think of exactly how I want it to work right off the top of my head, but it will be international so everybody can enter. But check out the description box for all the details. I hope you enjoyed seeing my declutter process. Let me know in the comments what you would want to see me declutter next. I think bronzers might be my next category, but let me know what you guys would want to see. Hit the thumbs up button if you enjoy declutters and want to see more, and subscribe if you want to see more from me. And I will see you in the next one. Bye.